This could get ugly. Last time Wolf and I really drilled down deep into the Phoenix Suns, their future, and how they're going about it, there was an all-out verbal spat of sorts.
There were issues, Masononians.
You know my contention. I said it with Luke. I'll say it again. The only alignment that I see is with the Suns owner and his alma mater. The only alignment I see.
Okay. All right.
I should have known you were going to add that.
By the way, Paulie,
I should have known.
That was Rick. That was all Rick right there. But I do love saying, yeah. This is Sparta!
The alignment is with the owner's comfort zone.
I think I said that after I hit some dude. Wiped him out.
And to me, that's the most disappointing part about this, is that you promised real, significant, substantial change. And you had a chance to clean house and bring in experienced, credible, proven NBA decision makers. And it didn't happen. I mean, if Jordan Ott wasn't Tom Izzo's video coordinator for 5 years, would he be the Suns head coach? Would he even get an interview?
Yeah, you know what, Paulie? For me, it does represent real change. Now, we're going to have to see what happens. And I believe this is where the yelling started the last time.
Right about here.
We were together. Yet at the same time, Paulie, I can tell you, I really do believe that. When you think of real change, Matt Ishbia went from, I'm coming in here, we're going to get Kevin Durant, we're going to get Bradley Beal, we're going to come out here, we're going to create our own big three. This is what we're going to do. We got Frank Vogel, are you kidding me? He's won a championship. We got Coach Bud, he's won a championship. What are you going to say about this? It was all about name. Now all of a sudden, it's gone the complete opposite, the antithesis, the oppo, the George Costanza of this. And now it's not name. It's about alignment, Paul. It is real change. Now, will it work? That is the question.
Again, I'm going to respectfully disagree.
How can you disagree?
Where is the change? Where is the change?
What are you talking about?
The owner is doubling.
Name. No name.
Wolf.
That's change,
I'm
Paul.
talking about the approch, the philosophy. If the owner wasn't in control before, he's in control more than ever right now.
Goodness.
He's doubling down on being a heavy-handed day-to-day.
There's going to be real change here. We're not going to have Kevin Durant on our team. Is that going to represent real change?
Now,
oh, by the way, Bradley Beal's not going to be here. Is that going to represent real change? We all thought it was going to be change, meaning winning. There's going to be real change here. We're going to go out. We're going to change everything. We're going to win. That's what we're going to do here. Hey, listen, you know what? He said change. There's going to be real change. And he's changed.
Now, if you
the entire philosophy, how can you argue that?
Wolf, if you reconstruct the roster, I'll buy the change angle. I'll buy that. If you go in with the Elon Musk chainsaw, okay, I'll buy that. If you're going to, but that's going to take a lot of maneuvering, a lot of expertise.
Yeah, Paul, it is.
And the people in charge right now have neither a track record nor any experience in doing any of the above.
But, Paulie, it doesn't mean they can't do it.
So,
no, it does not mean they can't get the job done. It doesn't.
And I will say this, that the head coach didn't matter the last 2+ years. They ran roughshod all over Frank Vogel. They ran roughshod all over Mike Budenholzer. That's why we told him to go Bud heavy. He went Bud light, and it didn't work. So this roster is currently constructed. Maybe the head coach doesn't even matter because they have their own track record of not even listening to that guy. So if you can reconstruct the roster, but how do you do it? And who would be willing to take Kevin Durant and give you fair market value when most of the NBA believes you have zero leverage, you have to trade KD.
Yeah.
But maybe, let's reverse engineer this, maybe it starts with Giannis, and here's Jake Fisher, and here he was, right, from NBA Rumors talking about, okay, what's the deal with Giannis?
Right now, at this juncture, it's only June 5th. Anything could happen. And I've been told all along that if there is a decision, a formal decision made to shut or open the door on trade conversations for Giannis this summer, that it would likely happen closer to the end of June and when the offseason really, really begins. But I'd say for now, talking to people around the league, the assessment and the expectation is that they're going to believe it when they see it, that someone who is valued being the franchise face, the central linchpin of the Bucks franchise, is going to want to play somewhere else.
Boy, I don't know about that, Paulie. That kind of your takeaway on that, Paul.
Well, if he wants to stay in Milwaukee, then that's the best possible news for the Phoenix Suns, because now maybe that heightens the market, the demand for Kevin Durant. In fact, here's Marcus Morris, former Sun, from Get Up on Friday, talking about, wait a minute, how about KD in the NYC?
New York Knicks plus Kevin Durant equals what?
Equals finals. They're equals finals. The Boston Celtics are the best team in the East, right? We're not going to take that away from Indiana. They're hurt right now. So if you add in Kevin Durant to a New York team with all the pieces that they have, obviously they'll have to come off a few, and that'll be interesting to see who they actually come off of. But the key thing is, we know KD going to sit out 10, 15 games. Like, they still have a team that can win without him being there. What we've seen in Phoenix this year is when Kevin Durant sat, the team was significantly worse, right? Like, that was the glaring part. And now you get to play in New York.
Yeah.
That
is big time.
That was from Friday. They're still debating it right now as we speak. Look at the screen. ESPN2, Stephen A. with Marcus and Markieff Morris and Jay Williams, and they have two graphics up there. The top 5 destinations for KD, the top 5 for Giannis, and for KD, Knicks, Rockets, Timberwolves, Pistons, Heat.
Yes, but we just had Jake Fisher, right? We just had Jake Fisher say that it's looking like there's a real possibility that Giannis is not going to want to move away from Milwaukee. Am I reading that correctly, Rick? Yes, that seems to me. Okay, now, he did kind of back off that statement a little bit. He was kind of swimming, treading water, I think, Paulie, on that right there. Wasn't ruling out the possibility that Giannis was going to be traded, but apparently it looks like the possibility, the odds of Giannis staying in Milwaukee have increased as of late. Why that is, I'm not entirely sure.
Are you in favor of trading KD?
Yes, Paul. They have to.
Would you be willing to consider trading?
Can you imagine Jordan Ott? And again, Jordan Ott supposedly has a relationship, yet at the same time, can you imagine that? I don't see a first-time NBA head coach and the likes of Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant meshing well.
I can see it because like you mentioned, Jordan Ott coached Kevin Durant in Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Tell me what that means, Rick. What kind of relationship did they have? How much did he actually coach Kevin Durant?
I can't speak on that.
No. And this is because I can tell you this right now. There are many coaches players don't actually like on a coaching staff. And I'm just saying, there are. It goes both ways on that.
What if they asked Jordan Ott, hey, what's your relationship with KD? And he was like, it's great. And they were like, oh, so if we don't get something good back for KD, you can just coach him. And Jordan Ott was like, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the culture they want to install here, right? What do they want here? They want a dog culture. That's what they want.
I also
they want
think
intense, physical dogs. That's what they want.
I also think they want a good return for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, they do want a good return for Kevin Durant. Is it out there? Is it out there?
I don't think they're going to get what they want.
I don't think there is going to be this landslide for Kevin Durant. I don't believe that. I'll believe it when we see it.
Well, maybe I'm overreacting. You know, Matt Ishbia, when he hired Brian Gregory, called him a brilliant basketball mind. And then when Brian Gregory issued his statement on Jordan Ott, I'm now quoting, Jordan's leadership and basketball intellect consistently stood out, combining a brilliant mind as an offensive strategist with the blueprint to employ an aggressive defensive system. So there's a lot of brilliance, according to the Suns, with the head coach and the GM.
So let's see it.
I mean, I am remiss.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.